Hi everyone, this is Glass Arrow, and today I'm going to do another video on Bootleg Play Arts Kai. I just received this figure, Deadpool Play Arts Kai bootleg version. This one comes with no box, just only the black tray. That is a new trend I have been seeing, and this is the real version. The authentic Deadpool is inside here, as I can open to show you. Okay. And in this video, I'm going to compare the bootleg version and the real version. So when you're going to buy online, you can see the difference between these two. Okay, so let's check out the bootleg first. Okay, as you can see here, he's come in only the black tray. The original seller from Chinese market have the art cover box like the authentic version. But it isn't as loose figure as the other figures that I have reviewed before, the Cloud and Nocits. This one have all the accessories inside the box, and also he have an option to come with the Play Arts Kai base, which I don't usually use a lot. Okay, so let's get him out of the box. Okay, one thing that I noticed is that the plastic is quite better quality than the normal box Play Arts Kai, and there is no tape, scotch tape over on the side, which I show you in the basic comparison between Play Arts Kai bootleg and authentic video. Okay. Okay. So the accessories. Okay, they look quite decent. Right now I'm going to go through the accessories a bit first, and then we're going to compare it with the real version. Okay. Okay, and here's the bootleg Play Arts Kai Deadpool. Okay, so I think if you see it himself alone, it will be a little bit difficult to compare this one to tell whether it is authentic or bootleg or not. So we are going to find out right now. Okay, so right now both figures are out of the box. On your left is the bootleg version, and on your right is the authentic version. As I tell you before, overall it is look quite the same, better quality than the box Play Arts Kai version. I think this is the same quality as the loose figures bootleg Play Arts Kai like Noctis and Cloud. But overall right here, when you compare it side by side, there are a little bit minor difference to look for. First is that the overall color, the authentic version is more chromatic metallic color. You can see here that the bootleg version right here has a little bit more blackish shading on the torso, whereas the real version is more like a bright red metallic color with a little bit highlight of gold and scratch damage part. It is more like vibrant color. The other part, the flat color part of the inside shirt in the thighs over here, exactly the same color. The real version is a little bit more bright brown, and the bootleg version is a little bit darker brown. Okay, so that's the overall difference of the colors. And if you look closely at his Deadpool size and his belt right here, you can see the major difference. This one is a little bit like a dark red, and this one is a bright red. So the color of the bootleg version is more darker than the authentic version. Authentic is more bright and vibrant color. Another thing to notice is that at the face, you can see around here there is like a battle damage marking, a little bit light brown on his mouth, of the head. The real one also have it, but the bootleg version is a little bit more dirtier, and a little bit like the paint is washed off around the mouth, whereas the real one is only in the middle part of the mouth. Okay, Other than that, the black part is almost exactly the same, and the silvery highlight part around his body, the real one is a little bit more also brighter than the bootleg version. Okay, let's look at the back. Okay, pretty much the same as the back of the real version. Has more battle damage on his elbow, but the bootleg version is only normal chromatic red, not too much battle damage. There's some gold highlight over here, and let's see the real one. Okay, both have it. There's a gold highlight over here. Okay, so overall, if the quality standard of the sculpting and the color, it is quite similar, but what to look for is that you should see that the color of the real one is more vibrant. Okay, now let's look at the joints. Okay, this is the bootleg version. The joint overall, as I have tried it, it is quite stiff, but a bit loose in some area, like this shoulder. The right shoulder of his figure is more stiff than the left shoulder, but he is still quite poseable, better than the box Bootleg Play Arts Kai. For the hip joint, you can see that the clicking sound is almost exactly as the same as the authentic version, and the knees are also very stiff. Okay, and also for the joints, after I've been playing with all the joints of the bootleg version, I find another very interesting difference between the bootleg and the real one. Okay, this is the bootleg version. Okay, we put it right here first. This is the authentic version. The real version have these swivels over here, right here. The bicep swivels on both sides that is moved freely. Okay, and also at the thighs, there is just swivels over here also, which can be moved freely also. Quite nice for posing very action pose. But okay, for the bootleg version, the swivels are gone. Okay, at first I don't notice it, but after I try to swivel it, there are a little bit line over here. Okay, but you cannot pose it, you cannot do the swivel. So I think that they skip the joint here on both sides, no swivels, and also at the thighs. Okay, we can see here at the thighs. It is a little bit strange that there are the cut here to suggest that there may be a joint as the same as the real one, but this one can only swivel at the upper hip joint, but it cannot move at the thigh at all. So I think there are also no joints over here too. So that is also a nice focus point to see if you're going to buy a second-hand Deadpool and the seller tell that it is an authentic version, but when you meet up with him and you see that there is no swivels in the bicep or the thighs, you should be aware that that may be a bootleg version, or maybe you're getting ripped off. Okay. Okay, for the other accessories, this is the main gun which he came with. The left one is the bootleg version and this one is the real version. You can see more difference here in the accessories. The real one, the authentic version, has a little bit more highlight, battle damage and wash color, whereas the bootleg one is totally almost all black. And also the red part glowing on the clip here. You can see the difference between these two. Okay, the real one is a bit more bright red, whereas the bootleg one is a little bit darker red. Okay, other than that, the sculpt is almost the same. Okay, now let's look at his sword. Okay, these are the two swords. The left one is from the bootleg version and the right one is from the authentic version. The other color also apply here. The red part in the bootleg version is a little bit darker, whereas the real version is more highlighted. But interesting here is that at the hilt of the sword bottom here, if you look closely, the bootleg one has a little bit of messy color over here. It's like a silvery part over the red hued, whereas the real version is normal red. There is only some a little bit highlight battle damage silvery part here. So I think this may be a little good focus point if you want to tell the real difference between the bootleg and authentic version. But it will be very difficult if the seller only sell the first hand products. So be aware of that also. Okay, that's about it. That's the main difference between the bootleg version and the authentic version. As you can see from the video here, I find the bootleg, this one is quite very good. The overall sculpture and paint job done a great job resembling the real version. So it is also a good thing and a bad thing. The bad thing is that for the real collectors who want to collect authentic version, it may be very difficult if you go buy online, especially on eBay or non-authorized Square Enix site. If the seller doesn't offer you a normal box with cover art and also the Square Enix logo, I very emphasize on that. A lot of people have forgotten that the real version must have the Square Enix logo, especially the others bootleg Bootleg Play Arts Kai, newer ones. So if they doesn't have the cover art box, only the black tray that you see from the beginning of this video, be aware that there is a high chance that that seller is selling a bootleg version of Deadpool. Okay, as of this video update right now, there are no full box art version of Deadpool out, and there are no loose figures. That there only the black tray version for the Deadpool bootleg version. Okay, the price of this kind of bootleg is a little bit higher than the Bootleg Play Arts Kai bootleg, around the same price as Nocits or Cloud loose figure bootlegs. So I'm not suggesting that you go buy the bootleg version, but if you're going to try to buy one, do not get ripped off by sellers who sell them at the authentic version price. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please leave in this video. If you like it, please give it a like and subscribe for more Play Arts Kai news, and I'm going to bring more reviews of Play Arts Kai and also difference between the bootleg and the real version for you guys. Thank you very much for watching this video.